2017 was a fun year for video games, and there were plenty of incredible games that came out this year. G'day guys, I'm Champ Chong and welcome to my top 10 games of 2017. Now these will not be in any particular order. I couldn't really number them in any order, it's too difficult, so it's going to be a little random. But these are my top 10 games of 2017, not the critics' choice, not your choice, but my personal, which will probably align with most of you guys anyway. So, let's get into the first game on the list, which is number 10. I'm still going to number them for what reason I don't know, but it is Zelda Breath of the Wild. I had to put it on here first. This game got listed as Game of the Year. It's pretty unanimous that this is probably one of the best games that came out in 2017. So just to get it out of the way, I've put it here at the top, or at the start of the list, I should say. This Zelda game felt refreshing yet familiar. It was still the Zelda game that we always knew, but it was something just new. And on top of it being just on the Switch, so you could take it literally anywhere. You could take it on a plane, you could take it on a train, you could take it on a, I don't know what rhymes with that, but that's the thing that made this game so wonderful. I could play it in my living room, I could play it on my toilet, I could take this story of Zelda and bring Link anywhere I wanted to, and that's one of the greatest things about this, and the story just captivated all of us. It featured so many beautiful environments. On top of that, there was a full physics system, and it let you experiment with a host of interlocking elements. This game taught us to be creative, and it was just something special about it. There was just so much going on. You go from mission and task, you're just doing so much, and taking this game everywhere, as I said, on the Switch. It was just the perfect blend of everything in the video game that we wanted, and we got it. So thank you, Nintendo, for that one. But now we move on to the next one. The next game on our list, and that is number 9, Resident Evil 7. This is a very, very different game to Zelda, because Resident Evil 7 is, well, it's Resident Evil 7. My favorite part of this game was that you could play it normally, you know, with a controller or a keyboard and mouse, and you could just play it that way, or you could take it to the next level and play it in virtual reality, which is what I did, and I kinda regret it, but I don't, because, well, I got a hell of an experience. So that's the reason I don't regret it, and that's why the game even makes it on my top 10, because it was a hell of a game to play in virtual reality, but at the same time, it was a hell of a nightmare. Every single night I'd finish playing this game and I'd go to sleep, because it was that much of an experience that it put me into, like, just a nightmarish sleep every single night. It was so scary. It's definitely not the scariest game I've ever played. Definitely not the scariest game, but just the blend of everything that went into it, it perfected the horror genre and virtual reality into a story and gameplay and everything like that. So I kind of have to respect that, and that's why this game makes it on top of my list right here. But moving on to the next game on our list, which is number 8, and again, it's in no particular order. This is just a numbering system, so you can kind of classify everything and split everything apart, but it is Horizon Zero Dawn. Now, what can I say about this game besides that it's just awesome? Seriously, this game is epic. Like, think about it. It's an action-adventure game. You're battling robot dinosaurs on a post-apocalyptic planet. How doesn't that sound like one of the most awesome things ever? The lead character, Aloy, is actually a memorable character. I've seen so many people cosplay at events this year as Aloy. That's just awesome. So, to make a lead character memorable, engaging, and just to give her real character, it's just a great thing on top of the world that you do play this game in. And the thing about this world is, as awesome as it is, it's actually a beautiful place. It's a beautiful place to play this game, and to play it in 4K, oh boy, I can't wait for the future of video games when they get even better visually, which they're already getting, but on top of that, they deliver stories and worlds that we fall in love with, just like we did in Horizon Zero Dawn. But not every game is like Horizon Zero Dawn visually, and, well, this one, number 7, is Cuphead, because this game is completely completely different to Horizon Zero Dawn. It's completely different to pretty much everything on this entire list. This game is beautiful to look at. Yeah, the visuals are very, very different. It gives that retro feeling. It is classic. It is just something completely different about this game, but it is also rage-inducing. There's something about this game that makes you want to keep on playing, keep on grinding, because you want to feel accomplished with this game, and I think that's what it is about it, that the Cuphead takes you back to those old school games that you'd be going hours and hours and hours because there was a certain specific way to beat the game and you'd have to do it that way, and there would always be these little things that would trigger you and get you mad. With the unique look and the perfect soundtrack to go along with it, it's an amazing experience, and the developers, I've got to give you guys props. You guys did an incredible job on Cuphead. You tried something completely out of the box and you delivered, so well done to the developers and well done to Cuphead. It is definitely one of the best games in 2017. But another game on this list coming in at number 6 is Uncharted: The Lost Legacy. I know, an Uncharted game making a top 10 list of 2017. What? How? Well, the thing is, this game was actually pretty damn awesome. I will, though, admit that this is definitely not the best Uncharted game in the series. Come on, guys, we all know it's not the best Uncharted game, but it's still an Uncharted game, and Naughty Dog did incredibly well with this game. Chloe and Nadine are the new characters. Basically, you hunt down a holy relic in war-torn India, and that's pretty much the premise of the game. You're in India, it looks beautiful, it plays well. There are definitely a few things here and there that aren't perfect about the game. Yeah, especially with Nadine there, kind of running around all goofy. That was kind of bugging me. It took me out of the moments here and there, but at the same time, the game itself is still great. The story is awesome, and it does carry on the legacy of Uncharted, no pun intended, since the game is titled Uncharted: The Lost Legacy. But moving on from Uncharted, which is one hell of a franchise in video games, and to another franchise, a big blockbuster series right here, and it is number 5, Assassin's Creed Origins. I'm not going to say too much about Assassin's Creed Origins. A lot of you guys have probably played this game. It's a big AAA title. It comes out almost every year, but I will say this. They took a couple years off. Well done, Ubisoft, on that. And they made this beautiful game, this incredible story. I loved it. I just loved it. And definitely isn't number 5. Like, it is not the 5th best game that came out this year. Again, I will reinstate that this is in no particular order. But this game, it definitely does deserve top 10 somewhere, maybe top 15 for you, I'm not sure. But the thing is, this game, it's just beautiful on the PS4 Pro, on the Xbox One X, and I'm really hoping that Ubisoft learns from this and they don't keep milking their franchises, because you don't want to do that. They took a couple years off with Assassin's Creed Origins, or Assassin's Creed in general, I should say. They came back with a completely rejuvenated, refreshed game, and, well, this is what we got. A great Assassin's Creed game for once. It's been feels like a bunch of years that we haven't had one, so it's great to see Assassin's Creed back on top. But anyway, now we move to our top 4. And here we go. Wolfenstein 2, The New Colossus. I don't even know where to begin with this game. It was incredible, and it's all thanks to the story. Story is like, that's the biggest thing about video games sometimes. Yes, you can have great gameplay, you can have great visuals, you can have great sound, but if the story isn't there, you don't really have a captivating game, unless, I guess, it's a multiplayer only game. But this, right here, Wolfenstein 2, it basically tells us this is how you make an incredible story, something that brings the audience in and they want to keep progressing through it all. This is one of those games that could just be a movie. I would be happy if Wolfenstein 2 The New Colossus was just a movie. I don't care. I don't want to sit there and use my controller or mouse and keyboard to play this game. I just want to sit back, watch some of these cutscenes. I'm pretty sure there are like supercut cutscene like versions of this game online, and you can watch that entirety like a movie, and it's a great experience itself. You don't even have to play the game. That's how amazing this game was. But another amazing game is the next game on our list, and well, it's number 3. I put it as number 3 because technically it's a trilogy, and technically it shouldn't even be on this list because originally these games came out well over like 15 years ago. And it is Crash Bandicoot, the Insane Trilogy, as you can see. And I know this is kind of a cheat choice, but it brings back so much nostalgia, so many memories, and it fixes everything, but it makes it even harder. This game, it's so, like, I don't even know how to explain it. I'm just a huge Crash Bandicoot fanboy. Maybe that's why I've put this game on my list, but you guys have to admit, for $30 or $40, however much you paid for this, you get 3 games and a ton of hours of fun. I bet most of you guys that got this game, or I should say trilogy, on the PS4, you're probably like, wow, I wasn't expecting to play it so much. I thought maybe I'd go in there for a bit of a nostalgia bite, but you got stuck in there. I bet you did. That's what happened to me. This game, it's just perfection. It's the way to do old school games, bring them back and remaster them essentially. And that's why Crash Bandicoot is on my list, and it's just a nostalgia thing. But speaking of nostalgia, Mario has been around forever, and here we are, the top 2 games on our list. Super Mario Odyssey is on our list at number 2, and again, no specific order, but Super Mario Odyssey had to be on this list. And it is just a great overall game. This is one of those games, if you just want to sit back and have a bunch of fun and just feel true joy playing video games like you did back in the day. And if you've got someone that isn't truly a gamer and you go, hey, here's my Nintendo Switch, borrow it for a day or 2, play Super Mario Odyssey, they'll jump into it, they'll start playing it, they'll get addicted, and they'll be like, man, I might actually become a gamer. So if you got one of those friends, this is probably one of those games that does that for them. Seeing Mario in a completely different world in New Donk City, what a name by the way, but to see him in a completely new landscape, but doing basically the same thing, you know, rescuing Peach from Bowser, yeah, the old enemy that we've always had with Mario. It's basically the same thing, yet they somehow redo it in a completely new way that you still have fun with. I don't know how Nintendo keep doing this with Mario, but I love it. It's just one of those games that I could probably go back to in 10 years from now and still enjoy. It's just a beauty of a game. It's truly a classic video game, but in 2017. But anyway, now we move to the number 1 game on my list, and it's PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds, also known as PUBG or just Battlegrounds. Now, unlike the rest of my list, which is in no particular order, I've actually put this at number 1 because it is my number 1 game of 2017, personally. Again, this is my personal list, what I thought, and for the most part, most of you guys will agree with me, but you might not agree with me with my number 1 choice here. The reason PUBG is my number 1 game of 2017 is because the sheer amount of fun I had with friends, reconnecting with old friends who I haven't talked to in years, and just playing hundreds of hours of this game. Like seriously, I played about 500 hours of PUBG this year, and I probably could have played more. It's just something about this game. It's truly addicting, and it's not even technically out yet. It comes out technically in like a few days from now as 1.0's release, but it's still like in early access, which is the best part. I played basically 1 map for the entire duration of my 500 hours, with a bit of the desert map here at the end, towards the end of the year. I know a lot of you guys won't agree with me on this game, but then again, if you've played it, if you really got addicted to this game like I did, and so did millions and millions of other people, I think about 20 million people bought this game this year, and about 2 to 3 million play it on a daily basis. If you're one of those people, you probably agree with me. This game is just amazing, and I can't wait to see where it does go. It's definitely not perfect. It is a wacky, broken game at times, but it's just something where they've perfected the whole battle royale genre. It's perfect in that sense, and obviously the mechanics still need to be fixed here and there, but it is a great fun experience, and that's the most important part about it. But anyway guys, there it is, my top 10 games of 2017. Hopefully you enjoyed this list. If you did, please smack the like button real good. But before I do say goodbye real quick, let me know your top 10 games in the comments down below, and yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video.